When Rashid Selimovich Sardarov first set foot on Namibian soil, the hot air of the Kalahari met him like an ancient spirit, dry, and whispering secrets of untapped potential. A Russian billionaire and seasoned energy tycoon, Sardarov had seen oil fields in Siberia and corporate boardrooms in Zurich, but there was something about the wide, untouched savannas near Dordabis that stirred a different dream. Not of profits, but of legacy. By 2012, the local newspapers buzzed with reports of a foreigner acquiring thousands of hectares of Namibian farmland. Through his Swiss-registered firm, Comsa Properties SA, Sardarov purchased over 28,000 hectares of rolling plains, land populated only by thorn bushes, springboks, and stories of drought survived. The locals whispered, skeptical and curious. Who was this man who dressed in linen shirts, spoke with a thick Russian accent, and drove across the veldt in a black Land Cruiser? He had plans, of course, grand ones. A game ranch like no other. He envisioned rare antelope, luxurious ecolodges, and a conservation program that would draw scientists and adventurers alike. But Sardarov was not just thinking of zebras and tourism. He was thinking of legacy, something that would outlive even the longest lease or the finest empire. That's when the idea of the school was born. At first, no one believed it. A private school. In the middle of nowhere. But Sardarov insisted. Education, he said during a quiet evening with his small Namibian team, is the true oil of the future. Within 2 years, Victoria Private School stood proudly among the camel thorn trees, a state-of-the-art boarding school that fused African identity with Russian discipline and European academic rigor. The curriculum was bold: renewable energy engineering, wildlife conservation, space technology, and entrepreneurial leadership. The staff was handpicked from 5 continents. The first cohort of students, selected from remote Namibian villages and elite international circles, learned side by side, coding solar software by day and tracking lions by night. But Sardarov's story took a dramatic turn in 2015 when news broke of his donation of 4 additional farms, over 17,000 hectares, to the Namibian government. The twist? He secured a 99-year lease on the same land. PDM leaders cried foul, accusing him of cleverly bypassing constitutional restrictions on foreign land ownership. Courtrooms buzzed. Debates raged in parliament. But in the middle of it all, the Selimovich Academy remained untouched, a symbol of something deeper. Some called it manipulation. Others called it strategy. But the children, many of whom were the first in their families to touch a computer or speak to a NASA engineer, called it hope. Now, over a decade later, the school produces some of Namibia's brightest minds. One graduate works at SpaceX. Another launched Namibia's first tech startup accelerator. Sardarov himself is older, grayer, and rarely seen in public. But every year, on June 27th, his birthday, students gather beneath the acacia trees to celebrate the man who saw a different kind of oil in the Namibian soil. And in that moment, billionaire or not, Rashid Sardarov is remembered not for the land he bought, but for the minds he helped shape.